Alright guys, we're getting ready to finish putting the rod cap on the third piston that I was put back in here. Got most of this engine put back together. So far I got the piston number 1, piston number 2, 8 and 7 put in, and I just got 3 put in there with we're at the part where I'm going to actually be measuring the bearing clearance, the vertical oil clearance on these bearings, and how I'm going to do it is with plastic gauge. And what you can see is plastic gauge right here. It has a little gauge on it, so when I smash this little wax on the inside, I smash this little wax in between the bearing, and I'll be able to gauge and see how much oil clearance I have based on how much it squishes. As you guys can see, I put the plastic gauge on the bearing. And usually when you put it on there, you can get it to just kind of static cling. It won't fall off. You can see it stayed on there when I turn it upside down. So I'm just going to line my bearing up, put the rod on, rod cap on. You see it's still there. Slowly rotate it over. I like to bring it upside down so I can tell, hey, I got it upside down, it's still on there. And then I'll go ahead and just get the bolts lined up, put it right on there. Go ahead and I'll hand tighten these, and then I'll tighten down the bolts. On the Gen 4s, you have to do 15 foot-pounds and then an additional 85 degrees of torque to get around. And I've seen on the torque wrench, it usually ends up around, like, I want to say like 58 to like 60-ish foot-pounds of torque. But I mean, the manufacturer specifies the angle, not the foot-pound torque reading. So I'd go off of the angle because it varies. Yeah, I have a snap-on torque wrench. This torque wrench was not cheap when I was 18, but I mean, I'm almost 25 now. So this thing's been paid for a long time ago. Love this thing. Use it every time that I do any type of torquing and that type of stuff. I trust it. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get 15 on both caps. Okay, so we're at 15. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to the angle adjustment. I already got my torque wrench set to 85. You can see, usually ends up being like 86. I mean, not, yeah, 80. You shoot it for 85, but I hit 86. That's not a big deal. But it ends up being about 64 foot-pounds. But I've done a couple of them where it didn't really go up to 64. It went up to like 58. So it seems like there's a range for the torque. But that's really how most torque specs are. There's a range. It's not really a specific foot-pound. It usually says like for a drain plug on some cars, it's like 32 foot-pounds. But that's like plus or minus like 2 or 3 or some shit like that. Get a bigger breaker bar, they say. Was able to do this earlier. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. Okay. It's okay. Damn. Whew. 65 foot-pounds is a lot with a 3/8 ratchet. I'll tell you that. I have not measured the bearing clearance on this journal, so this will be the first time I see it. Pull it back, it looks pretty decent. Doesn't look like it's too thick on the plastic gauge. Yeah, it looks like there's about 15 thousandths of oil clearance, which is good for this engine, so we're good. We're good to go. Yeah, that's pretty much all I do for that step. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get some. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use my mineral spirits to be able to wipe off the wax so that it doesn't get trapped in between the bearing. You don't want it to still be there when the engine's running. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. So the first thing I'll do is I'll come over to the journal and I'll just wipe it. Comes right off. And go ahead and get it off. Make sure you got it all off. Pretty sure I got it all off right there. So then I'm gonna go over to the cap. Do the same thing. I'm just gonna wipe that bad boy off. That plastic gauge off of there. So that when I put my oil on here, there's nothing on the bearing. Bearing's nice and clean. I'm gonna go ahead and move the piston back just a little bit so I can get to that bearing and put some oil on it. And if you guys are wondering what oil I'm using just regular Lucas assembly oil. I got this from O'Reilly's. It was like $5 or $6. It was nothing. I'm pretty sure you can use regular motor oil. I mean, because when the engine's running, that's what's giving it its lubrication. I'm pretty sure you can just use regular motor oil. But I mean, a couple bucks, you can buy some assembly grease. Just get some assembly grease, you know? Right, now all we're going to do is just put some oil on there. You don't got to soak it in a bunch of oil. This is going to spread out as soon as you torque it down. But you just make sure there's no more plastic gauge in between the bearings and all that. Everything looks good. And you just throw it together. And yeah, I've just been doing this one by one, taking my time. You know, that's why I did half the engine off the cameras, because this video is probably going to end up pretty long. But I hope it does. I mean, I'm shooting for like 20 minutes almost. That would be nice. It would be nice to have a little 20-minute video. We're going to go ahead and start torquing these bolts down. I'm going to get the next one put in. I'm not going to use the plastic gauge on the next journal, because I know there's enough clearance. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to go ahead and put the next bearing and rod in. I'm going to go ahead and do the next two, but I'll do one of the journals on the next set so that we know that we have oil clearance. And the reason why I'm not being like super meticulous with this engine is because I mean I got it for $200. I don't care that much. I didn't put that much money into it to begin with for these bearings. These bearings were $30 each per set. I mean, I'm not spending that much money to begin with. I just don't feel like I need to measure every journal if when I measured every one of the mains and every one of the mains were fine. So I just don't feel like I have to do every one of the piston journals since there's 8 of them. And that's a lot of work. I don't really want to do that. I'll do 4 of them. So, and I've been doing like the front and then the back on each journal. So like I'll do this one in the front and then I'll do this one in the back. So that I can tell, all right, hey, you know, there might be some variation, but I haven't seen any variation in the front, so I'm just not worried about it. I just don't want to do all that extra work for nothing. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and torque this bolt right here. We're gonna go to 15 foot-pounds real quick. Get the top. Alright, so we just did the top. Now we're going to switch over to our angle adjustment. And do 85 degrees on both of them. That's it. And that piston has been installed. Now I gotta go ahead and go into the. I'm gonna get number 4 put in. Turn the block over. Piston number 4 is on this side. So you won't be able to see me slap it in there, but I'm still going to record it for you guys. Sorry about the train in the background. I live close to train tracks, so you know, it's a normal thing for me. I didn't even realize it was going until I just thought about it a second ago. If you do decide to watch the short, you might actually see I made a short about this ring compressor already, and the short will be up probably before the main video, but to be honest with you, it'll probably be up 20 minutes before the main video. I usually record all these videos all at once and then just like post them as soon as I can. Like a lot of these videos, I'm pretty sure even this one I recorded in 4K. So I mean, hopefully I get more viewers, you know, having a higher resolution video. I don't know exactly how that works in the algorithm, you know, stuff like that. So if you know, let me know in the comments, you know, stuff like that. I like engaging with you guys. You know, it's actually kind of nice. My job is shitty. I've been stressed out all week, so I mean, it's nice when, you know, I'm at work and I just see, you know, a comment from one of the subscribers. It's actually kind of nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this 4th piston pushed in. I'm just gonna push it with my thumbs. It's in the bore. Got the ring right here. this one we're not doing the plastic gauge, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put the Lucas oil in here. Get that rod slid up on the journal. It's up on the journal now. It ain't going nowhere. In order to check our side clearance on these rods, I just went ahead and grabbed a 15 thousandths filler gauge, and what I've been doing is just shoving it in here, in between, while I torque down the rods. Now you don't have to do this when you torque down the rods. It's not really that big of a deal. You just have to actually check the clearance, but this lets me know the clearance is there before I have, you know what I mean? Like, I can just straight up just throw this in here and we're done. See, that's all it takes. Just throw it in there. And every time you turn this torque wrench on, you gotta zero it out. Zero it out. Alright. 15 foot-pounds on both of the little bolts. And we got our oil clearance, so we're good. And go ahead and rotate the engine over so this next journal's up. So we're going to get set up real quick and do the next journal. And this time we're going to start with 6 so we can get this back bearing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the journal cleaned up. There's probably some type of oil or something on the journal. And we're already at 20 minutes, so after I get this piston put in, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video so that I don't make this video too long. But, yeah. And if you're wondering how I'm cleaning off the journal, I'm still just using mineral spirits to get whatever oils on the journal off. And that's it. That's all I'm cleaning it with. That's all it takes. Just something to wipe it off. Alright, we'll get this rotated over, get number 4 dropped into the bore. I mean number 5, my bad. I'm tripping. Number 4 has already been put in. But number 5, this piston right here, get it dropped in. Damn. I misspoke. I have 6 in my hand. This is why I wrote the numbers on them, so I don't put them in there wrong. So, it's all good. I got number 6 in my hand. Guess we're going to go ahead and put number 6 in first. Which is on that side, but it's all good. It's all good. Not a big deal. It's more important that they go into the right place, not when I feel like putting them in, so... Just making sure the rings aren't lined up with each other. So when I put it in there, we don't have any blow by. We're good. It's pretty easy. Just get the piston screwed in there and push it in with your thumbs. Just like every other piston I just did. But we are going to plastic gauge this one, and then I'm going to call it quits on the video. If you made it this far, please think of subscribing if you're not already subscribed. A lot of people that do watch the videos aren't subscribed, and I'm trying to boost those numbers up. Yeah, and you know, show your support in the comments, that type of stuff. And I'll see you in the next videos, man. I'm not going to be like... It's not going to be a long time in between before we record a new video. So we'll get things done. Like tonight, I'm recording 3 videos. Hopefully, that yields some more viewers. Just trying to get some more content for you guys, you know, that type of deal. So I'm going to go ahead and cut me a piece of the plastic gauge like I did already. And we will get ourselves some oil clearance. So figure it out. Now you guys can see I got the plastic gauge on there. Do the upside down test, it's still there. torqued. Now we can go ahead and break the caps loose. And then we can go ahead and check this oil clearance real quick for the last time. And then I will get the next piston put in and we are done. I'll show you guys what it looks like when I get the rotated all over. With the new bearings, it should rotate just fine like it did when I took it apart. I have power tools. I think I should just start using them so I can make the video a little bit shorter for you guys. But I just, you know, I like hand tools for some reason. It's just me. It's what I like to use. You know, when I'm in a shop, like when I used to work for Dodge, I would use the power tools so I can get the job out of the way. But I like to just use, you know, hand tools. That's really what I like. But yeah, it looks like we're good here again. About 15 thousandths on the plastic gauge. So I'm not even concerned about the bearing clearance. And I'm not even going to be concerned about the next one. I'm just going to go ahead and grab me some mineral spirits. I'm going to go ahead and come over here and just wipe that journal right off. Get the plastic gauge off the journal. You don't want nothing in between that bearing. Give it a good wipe. Make sure I got all of it. Same thing with the bearing. The bearing is real easy. You just pretty much you touch it for a second, it's gone with the mineral spirits. It pretty much just eats it, dissolves it right away. Yeah, that's it. I mean, now all I gotta do is put some oil on this cap. And you guys can see I got a plastic gauge off. Hell yeah. All the bearing clearances were cool when I checked them with the plastic gauge. So honestly, I probably could have just slapped this engine back together without even checking the bearing clearances, and it would have ran. I just wanted to be able to sleep at night knowing for sure that they were good. If you get what I'm saying, like, I just want to know for sure. Alright, so go ahead to 15. You guys can see it still moves back and forth. So we have plenty of clearance. If it didn't have any clearance, you wouldn't even be able to move it. It would just kind of be like really hard to move back and forth, like it won't move. But this is, there's plenty of bearing clearance there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the 5th piston shot in there real quick. I said I wasn't gonna record it, but you know what? It don't take that long. I'll get it for you guys. That way I can do this all in one shot. Make the video probably like 30, 40 minutes. It ain't that big of a deal. I ain't tripping. I think it's a little crooked. There you go. Sometimes when you're going to put it in, the bottom of the rod will be crooked and it'll get caught inside the block. But you can just kind of turn the piston a little bit so it's not caught, and you can just shove it in there. Alright, at this point, if you guys have made it this far, I want you to go ahead and put in the comments, how long do you think this bottom end is going to last? Like, I'm going to start it up, it's going to warm up and seize up, or you think it's just going to last plenty and I'm going to get 100,000? Just give me an idea. Give me your guesstimate of what's going to happen. I think it's going to run just fine. That's my guess, but you guys let me know. Still a 15 thousandths filler gauge. in between the rods. Damn. Actually. There we go. There we go. There we go. We got it. It does have the clearance. I just was fumbling with it. Alright. Now we're torquing this one down. This one's not loose. We're torquing this one down. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with 15 foot-pounds first. Alright, and that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you our pistons rotating over. You guys can see everything's rotating just fine. Kind of looks kind of cool. You watch every one of the rods move. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing turned over. Let you guys see the pistons come up and down, and then that'll be the end of the video. Hell yeah, there we go. We got all of our pistons back in our engine with fresh new bearings. This thing's going to run great. Hell yeah. Got them numbered properly. Got 1, 3, 5, and 7. These should all be odd numbers. You can see the little dot facing towards the front. I'm going to make sure all of them are towards the front, and they are. And if I look over on this side, I know you guys can't see it, but I do have 8, 6, 4, and 2 right here. And all the dots are lined up. And that's good for me. So that's good for the video. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those good things. Hell yeah.